being from a town that's pretty much known for its agriculture and showing people that you could really create this your own like scene for yourself from home, you know. And I feel like I've pretty much been doing that at this point, but I think it's got to be like we got to take it like another step at this point, because seeing for a lot of people it's like seeing is believing, you know, and they won't be able to like ride with you until the whole world is already ready. So I think Watsonville is just it's great, you know, and it's a town full of agricultural workers that are just trying to make an honest living and provide for their family, and that's really just the background that my parents come from, you know.
Shout out Duffy, shout out Micah.
This is it. Central Valley Podcast.
Hey, big shout out Central Valley Podcast. You know I had to fuck with it. Hey, shout out Central Valley Podcast.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? We're here with Danny V today. It's been 3 years since the last time we sat down. You're one of the few reoccurring guests we got going on.
Really?
So, yeah.
Thank you for having me again, man.
Of course.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, dude?
Man, been super busy, honestly, just prepping these shows, really just, I think at this point, I figured out who my demographic is, where they're located, and now it's just attacking those cities and really just solidifying, you know, the supporters at that point.
And were you surprised with Fresno or no?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to the 559 for real. I had never been to Fresno, and lately my music's been popping off on both Instagram and TikTok. But I think with TikTok, it's a little bit more, the demographic is all spread out across like California, Phoenix, even some in like Chicago. So they were more vocal about wanting me in that specific city. They're like, oh, come to this city or come to this city. So I kind of just based it off that, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll come to Fresno, because that was what I was seeing in the comments. And I didn't really think much of it. I was like, oh, okay, it'll be cool. And I set up the ticket sales, and literally...
It was like almost like one day, right?
One day or like two. It was all the tickets. It was 150 cap, and it was done. And then we're already on the second venue, which is
so that made you do a second show, right?
Yeah.
After that one sold out, you're like, oh, shit.
Well, no, a promoter had reached out to me, and he was like, oh, we should do a show. And I was like, why don't we do a day two? And then he pretty much got the show going for day two, found the venue and everything within like the next day. And then we already sold almost like 300 tickets for that one.
Oh, so that one's double the size of
double.
The other.
It's huge. It's probably like, it's bigger than
It's probably bigger than here, yeah.
Yeah. But lengthwise, it kind of goes from like this wall to that back.
Damn.
A little bit further, actually, if anything, huh?
And what is a Danny V show like? You know what I mean? Because you've been last time I saw
emotional.
you, I don't even know if you were. I don't even know if you were doing. You maybe done a couple shows, right? 2022.
Yeah, at that time I was doing shows, local ones. It was near in Santa Cruz at the time. But they were like at small bars, and I'm still doing small bars for sure because they're just more intimate shows. But not at the scale I'm doing now too, because we got live, you know, musicians coming through, and the performances are better. I'm actually singing. You know, there's not much backtrackings going on.
And live band, right?
Live band, yep.
And why do you want a live band when you perform? Because I feel like a lot of people just go with they can fall back on on a track. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I think if I really give the credit where it's due, it was really one of my producers, Manny, who I recently started working with. Not even a year. I mean, we've already accomplished a lot, but he was the one that was telling me, man, you need to start doing live bands, because I feel like at some point, well, really it all kind of started with my boy Irv. It was 2024, and he's like, bro, you haven't really done shows like you were in 2023 when I had first released my album. And I was like, damn, you're right. So then
that was the album,
the East Lake Boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and 2022 was the
Lost and Found.
Yeah. What about the semester one?
That was Lost and Found.
Okay.
That was
gotcha.
We had done Daylight, and we had done Habibi.
Okay.
Like
gotcha.
as a live performance when we were at the last headquarters.
Yeah.
So
the ghetto studio.
Yeah. So pretty much decided to start running these shows, and then Manny came, because the shows in a sense just felt like they plateaued, and then I think the the live sound just definitely elevated everything. I think it was just wanting to create a better experience all around for the people coming to the shows. And even if they didn't know me and they heard the band, they would have, instantly been attacked.
I feel like there's almost, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I feel like there's like a little more respect when it comes to like a live performance and with the band. And it's like, you are you at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is me singing. This is me like, you know what I mean? And like you have to be in rhythm with a group of people. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
I always enjoy live music because it's like, I know I'm like each of them like are doing their own thing, but simultaneously together.
You're creating something that's cohesive with a live band. And I think, you're right. It's definitely a whole different experience. And when I reflect back and think about shows that I had went to when I was younger, is when they did have a live band, it was just a whole different experience. And I think nowadays it kind of goes back to the conversation we were having earlier where music is kind of at a boring place right now. And I think that it's important to do everything to just continue to elevate the music platform and the music, industry and in a whole standpoint. And I think when you do something like that, people are quick to gravitate towards it and they're observant of that and they, want to see what it's about.
And I think I agree with that. And I think live experiences, like with all this AI bullshit and everything going on, live experiences I feel like are going to be the thing of the future. Like,
100%.
Wow, people will pay more to hang out in a room with people. You know what I mean though? But like seriously, like that's what I think about it.
I think there's definitely going to be a market for that. But ultimately I think you're going to have to still sell yourself through the internet.
Oh no, for sure.
To make that connection. But yeah, honestly, it's great. And I think right now we're still working out the kinks of the whole sound engineering process of it, because from going to just, me on the beat, I mean, that's simple. There's like pretty much 2 levels at that point. But now you're working with multiple levels, and then is the drum gonna bleed into mine
and no feedback and
it's crazy. And if people are playing too loud, no matter how high your vocals are, it like you were saying, it's gonna drown out.
Yeah.
So we really just been working on that, and I think over time it's gonna get better. And really, I haven't even marketed the band yet. I mean, only people who have come to the show know what it really sounds like. So moving forward, that's gonna be the next step, is getting in a studio, recording like a song or two with the live band.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That way
when you play live, huh?
Yeah, so people kind of know what to expect. And I think these 2 shows in Fresno are great, because what I was telling him is, assuming, everyone is in attendance who bought the tickets, just get some good footage, create leverage, show everyone who's on the internet, anyone that's watching, who's paying attention to what I'm doing, that, these shows are already at another level at this point. It's not what it was back then. And I think leverage is important in the music industry, because it's just like, people need to see that you have the pool and that there's other people that are rocking with you, because just how people, want to support is when everyone else is supporting.
Yeah. And I feel like you've like I feel like when I had you on 3 years ago to now, like you've fucking, a lot has fucking changed. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Dude, you were probably at, I don't know, you're at what, 49,000?
Nah, followers don't matter.
No, the followers don't matter, but that's still like a testament to the growth. That's all I mean by that. Because I remember when you're first on, you're like, oh, I'm just trying to like put things in my schedule and like, treat this like a job. And I feel like now it's like, dude, this is your job.
It's
you know what I mean?
100% full-fledged my job. And it's cool. I just signed 2 contracts for festivals, one in San Jose and then one in San Fran.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm just like, man, this is sick. I can get paid to.
It's like coming through fruition, right? Like,
yeah, definitely. No, but yeah, the following for sure is dope. Seeing people, want to watch what I'm doing. But I think also the growth in the music aspect has been very important to me. And I think, like I said, it's just keeping it interesting and keeping it true to what I'm actually interested in. And I think I've been trying to look at and ask myself questions and reflect and think about what intentional direction I'm trying to go and what exactly I'm saying in the songs. And I think it's had an effect for sure, because people are gravitated towards it. And I'm thinking maybe it's because of the authenticity of it.
Mm-hmm. And then where did the oldies vibe come from?
Yeah, so
because that wasn't around when we first linked up.
It wasn't. I think it really comes from back in the day when I was with my mom, and it was just me and her really, because she used to take care of like elderly people, and they gifted her this CD of like greatest hits from like the oldies back then, like the 70s era. And she played it so much, like it's the whole track list is pretty much. It's
like the background of your childhood almost.
Yeah. It's ingrained in my brain. Like I can literally tell you the track list, the artist. And when I think back at it, I actually had downloaded the CD into my computer and I started playing it. This was already prior to me making music. This was when I was going to college, maybe when I was like 20, like 21.
So you were just making beats back then,
yeah,
right?
I was. Yeah. But foundationally, I was always very much influenced by oldies because I was even, when I was making beats, I was sampling.
You sample
I was sampling
right?
those. So I think right now, like a big inspiration in that sense has definitely been, you know, songs like Marvin Gaye or like The Originals or just like artists like that, Al Green. And I think what I have also been doing is studying the structure of these records and seeing how they write songs and what do they do, what's the bridge, what's the hook.
It's back when and it felt like that was like back when music had like meaning, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I think you're saying, like more music's kind of boring, it's kind of drowned out. It feels like a copy paste type of world right now.
100%. Yeah.
And why do you think you're kind of bored with the music at the moment, or not music, but
I think I'm bored with what's putting out because it's there's nothing really that I feel like I haven't heard yet. And honestly, they've been playing a lot of regional music when I'm with them, which is like what they call them, corridos. And for me, that's only what I've been drawn to lately because the production of the music has been so interesting to me.
You fuck with Group Rio or Grupo
Rio? We be bumping like Peso Pluma, and stuff like that. And I like that aspect of music because you actually hear the elements of music. You hear like these guitars and you hear these trombones and this bass, and for me, I think that's what I'm more attracted to right now. But when I think about, and I'm not a spokesman for like specific genres and anything, but I think I like the last hip hop project I like was like the GNX project. I like what Pusha T is doing right now. But I think as a whole, if I look at the genre in its entirety, maybe I'm sleeping on certain artists, but I haven't really seen anything that I'm like, whoa, that's sick.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about it.
No, I feel like it's kind of similar. What do you think, Duff?
I feel the same way. Actually, I've been listening to Mr. Morale again. I went to Kendrick's older album and I was like, oh, this is different.
It's funny because when I go back to like these albums too, I'm like, oh, this is like my it's crazy. This is 10 plus years old, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think he's got great music, obviously. I mean, he's an artist that definitely is very intentional with it. And don't get me wrong, because there's obviously a time and place too for like a club record, you know? And I think that's also important. But I think also keeping club records interesting.
Yeah, you can still have a club record, but keep it dude, make it
original.
Unique. Yeah, original, unique, not the same thing.
Exactly, because everyone now is there's a cool way to sample, and then there's like, you know what I'm saying, 2K, like, you know how there's some people that are like kind of get lazy with sampling, where they kind of just
the Saweetie formula, where it's just like, the old beat plus an 808 or something.
Yeah, it's just like they'll loop the beat, and you're just like, damn. They already done this already.
Yeah, and like there's like a whole bunch of songs like that.
Yeah.
Like with the samples of like where you're like, I know this is a different sample, but it kind of sounds similar to these other songs.
Yeah, 100%. So I think originals are important, but I don't know. It's such a weird place, and I'm thinking about, we were talking about AI too, and AI in music. Well, look, I think about AI in media right now. I'll be watching some things on my feed and I'm like, whoa, that looks real. And then I'll kind of watch TV for a second, and I barely watch TV, but I'll see commercials and I'm like, damn, how do I know this was an AI?
Yeah.
And then it kind of starts messing with me, and I start thinking about AI a lot, and I'm just like, man.
I hate when I see like the AI influencers, bro. I'll be like, what's up? And what's weird to me about AI right now is the only reason I can tell sometimes it's a little too clear, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how easy would it be for you guys to like do 1080p AI? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like do something, but it's like that. But their voices are always what gives it away.
Yeah.
It's like I can hear that their voice is a fake voice, but I'm also like, how can you make a video that looks real and you can't figure out how to make the sound like be a little more distinct?
That's true. I think if they dropped the quality, it would for sure be less. So, yeah.
We're giving them, they're like listening right now. It's like, all right.
No, but I think that's why for me, something I always took pride in too was building a genuine connection with the people that show interest in my music. And I think it's also just been taking the time to have like mini conversations with them, even if it's just like in the comment section.
That sticks, I feel like.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what's also changed the game for me in terms of the attendance in the shows. Because it's like, oh, I'll see them and we'll kind of already feel like we already know each other at that point. You know, I mean, it's still at a scale to where I can actually, you know, talk to everyone before the show starts and, you know, keep it just real genuine. And I think someone that's doing that good right now is like La Russell, is where it feels genuine, it feels real.
You feel like you know him before you, like you're saying, you feel like you know him before you go see him. Like you know what he's about, what he represents.
Exactly. You know what you're investing in when you're buying a ticket. It's like you're buying a ticket to support someone that's, you know, trying to do something for their own hometown or their collective.
And then so back to the oldies real quick. So was My Baby the first type of vibe one that you released at least?
Yeah, I would say so. Right now, what they're categorizing it as,
what is it?
They're calling it soldies. Soldies.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's like soul and then soldies. Yeah. So I would say, My Baby was like the first one, and it was not so much like the hook; it was more so the falsetto part.
Yeah,
and I think that's what made it into that.
Because it almost like that is like, it's like an oldie section of that song, I feel like.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the song entirely, it's not so oldie. So yeah.
Like the verses are very kind of like hip hop.
Yeah, like modern day.
You know, and then the hook is its own thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I'm trying to do is just create my own sound in that sense, you know, where it feels genuine to me. And I had created that record. And I think I was afraid of just having that one because I remember I feel like I'd seen a few comments where I was like, oh, this is only good like oldies. So I was like, damn. I was like, now I got to make another one. So then I made the next one and then it was the One Last Chance. And then that one ended up blowing up too, like almost instantly. I remember I had posted My Baby the first time and it only got like 200 likes.
I like that you preach like, hey, repost your shit, you guys, because like, that always happens where it's like, and then you repost and you're like, this is way more popular than the first time I posted it.
Yeah, it's also how you caption it too, though. Yeah, because I wasn't captioning the videos.
I started noticing how you caption stuff though. But I even I tell everybody, I'm like, that's how it's like, that's a hook basically.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a hook. Yeah,
that's the hook to get people to stay a little bit.
It's also like it's a whole like essence of marketing at that point because you can either be doing promo or you're doing the marketing. The promo is like, hey guys, check out my song. Or hey, if you like a Mexican artist that sings R&B that is from Watsonville. Yeah. Now it's like you've created a whole niche right there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
And that gets sent around in that niche too.
Exactly. It's like, I like all three of those.
It's the relatability of it in reality. Because that's what we realized with the podcast is like, it's just like when we try to, like we do skits and promos and everything like that. But as soon as like we do something that's so specific to a general area, it's like these people just share it. Like we have a promo that we talked about a bump on the freeway. Yeah. Like literally that's what we talked about. Yeah. And it got like 200,000. Yeah. But like it's like everybody in that area knows what bump you're talking about. You know what
that's
I mean?
What I seen too when you guys were getting more specific with the Merced and like the Fresno content. I was like, oh, yeah, it makes sense because they're catering to the demographic.
But I almost didn't even think about that for music, like marketing and stuff like that. But like as soon as you say like Mexican artists from Watsonville singing, like, you know what I mean?
But I kind of wanted to get away from that a little bit. I was like, okay, I don't want to like box myself in either.
You don't want to only be known as like, you don't only do one type of video type deal. Like,
exactly.
You can for certain songs, promote stuff that way, but don't make that your only
your
marketing.
identity.
Yeah, exactly.
Your like personality, which I feel like I'm very observant. I sometimes see artists going that route. I'm like, oh, you're smart. You're doing it like in a cool way where you're already grabbing people. But then there's like a way where you get carried away with it, and then that just becomes you, and that's all you're known for. So I'm like, okay, cool. I took a pause, and I was like, okay, I don't want to just be known for like, oh, that Mexican artist that does that. So like, okay, I switched it up, and I was like, I'll just say I'm doing oldies, and I just created that niche in its own sense. So that's when I created the One Last Chance. And then what's cool is using the leverage of those both songs, I started promoting my other songs. So I was like, oh damn, like the other music is cool too, not just these oldies sounding music. And I think that's also the whole purpose of the shows, as well as I know a lot of these people are coming for like one or two songs, because at the end it's like those are the ones that they're singing. But then I'll have people come up to me like, oh, I never knew that you had this song, this is sick, and then they go stream those songs. So I think because I also did a breakdown of artists that I was liking at the time. It was when I had also felt like I had plateaued. This might have been like in 2023, and I was looking at artists that are coming up, and I was really just studying it, and I was like, why are these artists? What do these artists have that I don't? And one thing that I noticed that everyone had in common between those artists that I liked is they were all pushing one song. There was one song that like carried them, but they were still pushing their whole catalog.
Yeah.
And what they were also doing is, like I was saying, they were creating a specific market for themselves. And once you shape that market, then you know who you're selling to. And that's pretty much what I did after that. I was like, okay, I need that. You need a hit. Essentially, you almost need like a hit every year. I think there's an artist that talks about that, where every year you need to be able to just continue to provide. And I think that's very doable, you know, creating one good song that sticks and then move on to the next.
What kind of have been your songs
that stick?
Yeah. That you think, you know what I mean?
Well, I would say like every moment of my career has had a song that sticks.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's been able to allow me to do that slow growth and that following. Because it was like, if I really date back to the first one, it probably would have been the Boardwalk one, to Still Think About You. Because that one was weird because I didn't market for anybody. That one I just put the lyrics, and that one blew up just solely off of what it was.
That was TikTok or?
TikTok, yeah.
But TikTok's weird like that, where sometimes that happens, I feel like. You know what I mean? Where it's like, not that it's not like that. I just feel like, yeah, even on me. So I've posted the same video 3 times on TikTok. Yeah. It was when me and Duffy were singing like Boats and Bros, right? Yeah. But I posted it like 3 or 4 times on TikTok because I was like, this should do well here. I don't know why it's not. Yeah. And finally, like the 3rd or 4th time, it finally got the audience. But
what'd you guys change on it?
Nothing, dude. I just the same exact post.
Really?
It just sometimes it just doesn't get in the algorithm. You know what I mean? That's what I really think. Because like sometimes I'll post a promo and like it just doesn't get in the algorithm, and then I'll post that same promo a year later and it'll do way better. And I'm like, it just didn't like.
Interesting. Because I feel like sometimes even when you do post the same video more than once, it like declines in performance.
No, I agree. But for that one, because it did so well on Instagram, I was like, it's doing well on Instagram. TikTok should eat this up. Like I just kept thinking that basically, and it did eventually after I posted it.
It's like, nah, this shit ain't blowing up.
Well, no, to where like it would have under 1,000. So I'm like, it's not getting seen at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I kind of play that same rule. If it blows up on TikTok, then I'll put it on Instagram, because I feel like I'm not afraid to put up shots on TikTok,
right?
Because it's just like the way that the feed works. It's not like Instagram.
It's almost like stories too. Like I feel like TikTok, you can post what you would post on an Instagram story. Yeah, and it could do fine.
Yeah.
Where like Instagram, it's like if you post something that you do like on your story, then generally it doesn't do.
I don't know. Like I feel like at this point I just put everything out now. I'm not too tactical about it. I'm like, if it doesn't do it, it doesn't do it. You know.
Bro, you ever wear a suit from Dapper Man? It's a total game changer. They've been voted best men's store 2 years straight, and it shows. From everyday suits to once-in-a-lifetime occasions, they've got you covered. And when it comes to weddings, there's no one else I'd rather trust. No rentals, no guesswork, just real fits from people who actually know what they're doing. Remember, whether it's a job, a wedding, or just because you want to show up looking sharp, they've got you. You can reach them at 209-285-2424, and they are located at 3507 Tully Road, Suite 310 and 320, next to Mr. T's Donuts. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Dapper Man isn't just a store, it's a suit lounge. And it's not called Dapper Man for no reason, because you're going to be there looking dapper, man. It's that time. Declutter with ease and reclaim your space. Welcome to Be Junk Free Merced, where Scott Livesay is your go-to guru for hassle-free junk removal. Tired of tripping over unwanted items or feeling overwhelmed by clutter? Scott's got your back. Unlike other services that leave you with the heavy lifting, Scott swoops in and handles everything himself. Say goodbye to clutter and hello to the refreshed space. Reach out to Scott today for a quote, and let's make sure your junk disappears in a snap. You can reach him at 209-233-1519.
One thing I don't do often is repeat the post, but since you're telling me you guys just didn't change anything, then
yeah, well, and that was only because I mean that's like when something performs well somewhere and not somewhere else. And then I'm like, and I don't like, you know, I'm not like, I'll delete it and repost it. I don't care. You know what I mean? And like I really could care less if like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, and if someone's noticing that means they're watching pretty closely too. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, it's not going to be like the end of the day or end of the world, you know?
No, yeah, that's very true, honestly. But
yeah. And then so, and there was with My Baby, and then what was the other one again?
One Last Chance.
One Last Chance. Okay.
Yeah, and then we just shot the new one.
So when will that one come out? You have an idea yet or no?
So first, the song that I played you with Vanessa and Alden will probably come out first. So we shot the music video for that. And then I'm thinking I'll probably drop it after that one right there.
Is it a single year or what? You feel like a lot of singles drop.
Singles, man. I feel like
I like that method though, honestly, because it kind of gives you the freedom to do what you want as well. Like, you don't have to like make a.
It's just a weird. I mean, you probably know it's a weird time to put out full bodies of work, but I think they're essential for sure. Like, I'm playing it in the sense that you really need like capital to like create albums.
Yeah.
You need capital to create merchandise. If you don't have those things and music videos, like if you don't have those things, it really doesn't make sense to put all your time and money into these like things. Although I think albums are they're important, you know, full bodies of work are very essential. But when you start out, especially for me, I mean, I'm finally getting to a point where it's just like, oh yeah, like we got to drop this much for a music video. Let's do it. Cool. Like it's nothing. But when it comes to full bodies of work, I mean, you're talking about hours of engineering. You have to pay for that. Now you have to do a rollout. Now you have to do little music videos for each song. So it's like it adds up.
Well, especially if you want to do it right. Because I feel like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like some people, like, those put out an album and then they're on to the next. Yeah. Where I'm always like, if you're going to put out an album, you need to post it, or you need to promote the album for a year. Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. Or like, to like give it a chance. You know what I mean?
And that's one thing I take pride in also is when it comes to albums, like I'm going to go all in on the rollout. I think about the rollout that I did for the East Lake Boy album, and I was just super happy with it. And I think it did what it needed to do. And I was telling my homie, like, if we do this album, it's just gonna have to have a proper rollout. And I was telling you earlier too, is figuring out what I want to give the people is like, am I gonna give them a body of oldies, or am I gonna give them a body of like what the core, meaning the people who met me before, like the oldies would probably, you know, but I think it's also just figuring out like, who am I really trying to, do I really want to keep trying to provide something just to please a certain demographic that began to listen to me for those reasons? So I think at this point it's just creating what comes natural to me. Because it was like creating that oldie that we shot, it wasn't because I necessarily wanted to follow up the One Last Chance record. It was just more so that's what I was feeling in the moment. That was the beat that I found, and that's what we created. So, and also, my thing is like, if I create an oldies project, I want to be able to create an authentically good one.
Not just do it to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think now that I have the live band with me, I could really, you know,
make it your own.
Yeah, make it my own and try to use that into my advantage and create something that sounds like real authentic. So that's why I kind of started going back to the oldies like music and studying them and seeing like what did they use and how did they structure it. But man, that's another thing that costs a lot of money is like bands.
Oh, that's got to be way more in a studio, right? Than
not even that. It's just like shows.
Just show. Yeah, it's less. It's a lot.
Yeah,
less to go around, I guess.
You have to. Not even that. I mean, like for example, for the Fresno show, it's like I got to pay, for like the time, and then a place for everyone to stay.
Yeah,
because we're doing the 2 nights. So, and we're not gonna. And even if we weren't, it was like we would still have to drive back all the way to Watsonville or like the Central Coast for some of them. So it was like thinking about all those costs. But I know for me, in that sense, it's more of an investment. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take this singles route, and let these songs pretty much push me forward into a space where I could be making that money. And it's like, I think now I could genuinely probably give the people a body of work. I don't think it will be oldies. It will more than likely be a body of like R&B and hip hop songs, a mix of those. And then I think with time and money, I'll be able to finance what I would want to do on that side,
Yeah.
It's all financial at the end of the day. And you gotta be smart on how you maneuver your finances in this, because you can go quick. And that was one thing that I was learning last year is I was like, man, I'm spending way too much on these music videos. Like they're cool and stuff and they're aesthetically pleasing and they make you look cool. But ultimately what you need to be doing as an artist is investing the money always. Like only spend money on things that are going to remake you back money. And for me, that what I learned was the merch. So then that's why I started pushing harder on the Eastlake brand.
And so how did Eastlake brand even come to be, and what is Eastlake for who may not be from the area? The
Eastlake brand really came about during the Eastlake Boy era. And that was really just the whole merchandise for that, essentially. And Eastlake is really just, it's a street. It's in Watsonville. And for me, I kind of consider it more like a neighborhood because that's just kind of like where I grew up. I always grew up just right, like adjacent to Eastlake. It's like in the center. And for me, what it really represents is being an underdog from a small town. I think one could even see like Merced or something like, I don't know, like back home we'd consider like Salinas a little bit smaller. It's just like thinking about these cities that where
they get overshadowed kind of too.
Overshadowed, and also you wouldn't really expect anyone to come up out of those towns, So I think for me, that's what Eastlake represents, is being more than what you're expected to be coming from a small town.
I like that, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
So, and the cool thing with Eastlake, because I feel like it wasn't until recently that I turned it into more of a brand as opposed to like a rollout.
Yeah, because it was your rollout originally, kind of.
Exactly.
And it was the merch for that project.
Exactly.
And then I saw at one point you're like, no, this is the brand that's with Danny V, basically.
Yeah, so it's like, at this point, I just want Eastlake to be synonymous with me. And I think at that point, what I liked about the name Eastlake is it just was very versatile. Like it could be used in a different, it doesn't necessarily have to be street clothes. It can be anything it wants it to be. So right now, what I'm working on now that I have the capital is, being able to just reinvent the brand and invest money into maybe new designs and just keeping that.
And merch is not freaking cheap, dude.
No, it's not.
Dude, anytime people are like, why don't you have more merch? I'm like, bro, like, if I have to sit on the merch, then it's like less, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and it's a lot of work to, like, you have to have a whole rollout for the clothes as well. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to sell them, it's like, it's a lot.
100%. But luckily, I mean, people that, like I'm saying, it's definitely been a good thing for me because it helps me make money on the side from everything else. And, a lot of people have been buying the merch.
You've been selling, setting up at shows too with it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nice.
I come through to the shows. I'll usually have someone, try to help me sell it. And that's just like extra income aside from like the contracts that I'll try to set up with the venues and stuff.
And then how did you start doing, like, you started doing all that yourself kind of in the very beginning? With like talking to venues, shows set up, that type of stuff?
I'm pretty much the person doing all the talking when it comes to that. Like I'll do the negotiations I'll write up the contracts. I'll, do everything in that sense, because it's like, as an independent artist, no one's gonna go do that for you. Not like, even if you do have a manager, like you have to get this done pretty much on your own. You can't rely on anybody. I mean, obviously you need a team to, once you get those shows, to pretty much run the show in terms of like sound, the door, the merch, just getting what everyone needs. And luckily I have that, the team of people that, are pretty much readily available to with helping hands.
And how did you build that team around you? Because I feel like it's something that I learned as a creative is like, in the beginning, I try to do everything myself. And I think it's good because you need to learn things. And that's like what I respect about you is like, you're over there knowing how to use a camera and, figuring out shots and composition. And like, it's not just music for you. You know what I mean? It's the whole process of every aspect of it.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of put your team around you and they fall into place?
I think, well, like you said, it's important. I think it's easy you can just be an artist, sure. But then you're gonna spend a lot of money trying to hire all these people to do all these things. But really the team, like how the team came about.
Yeah.
Well, really, I would say it started with Irv over here. He pretty much started doing all the shows with me since the very start, like the very first show.
So when was that? 21, 22?
21. I started, I don't know if I ever told you the story, but I started performing at like UFC gyms, like when I first started.
Really?
And they were like empty gyms. People were working out.
I think I've seen a video.
There's
Have you posted a
videos,
video?
yes.
Yeah.
Like you could literally go back.
So people are working out.
And I'm just like, hey guys,
That's
listen to my
sick though,
song,
dude.
So
That's fucking a Kanye documentary right there, bro. That's what that is.
it's funny to think about, there's literally this video, you can literally go back to it. There's like people on the freaking on the elliptical and I'm over here like rapping. There's like nobody around me.
But you're getting your reps in basically. That's
I was
what
getting
you were, right?
Yeah, I did that 3 times out in Sunnyvale. And then I did this.
Did the gym owner be like, hey, you want to do it here? Or like you reached out to them?
No. I had my homie, his name's Diz. I don't know, he sets up the events there and they just play music just to hype up, like, they get DJs.
Okay,
and they
normally,
just play the music.
Yeah, gotcha.
And he's like, yo, bro, you want to like come perform? I was like, yeah, fuck it. Why not?
yeah.
And so we did that and I was like, all right, bro, I got to just start doing like real little venues. And then I did this one in my hometown. It was like a small brewery. And then slowly we moved into this it was like a bar club kind of thing. And, but anyways, back to the team. It started with Irv, and then slowly after that, I think around the same time I actually got connected with the Underdawgs.
Yeah, I was gonna say Soul, right?
Soul.
Yeah, right.
So it's Soul, and I feel like Soul was very much pivotal to like the early stages of like my growth in terms of just helping me put together an image and just the music videos.
Dude, that man with the camera. He's fucking on another level.
Yeah, and I think one thing I always told Soul, like I don't ever want to take for granted all the work that he helped me do, because he was just doing it out of love at that point. And
when people see something in you, you know what I mean? You're like, shit, dude, fucking.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Like when people are like, you inspire me or whatever, you're like, oh man, like.
Nah, yeah, I got to go hard for just like all the work that we did, and pretty much, I'll just like address my immediate team at this point. I mean, we got Frankie, and we got also, I would say Sway is like this other guy. His name's Sway. He's pivotal in like the growth because so I did this thing, the 45-day challenge.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where I pretty much just did like a call to action. I was like, yo, looking for creatives that want to shoot. Because at this time, like Soul was in Tracy.
Yeah, you're 2-3 hours away from those guys.
So it was like I couldn't drive all the way over there. So I was like, all right, like I pretty much have to like recreate like a new team that are like a little bit closer in my proximity. So we got Frankie, and I met him through the 45 days because he reached out to me.
Oh, really?
And then
what did he help you with? Or multiple?
Well, he just helped me shoot. Well, how many of those on the 45 days?
Yeah, like for a good amount of them?
Like I'll say the ones that went like viral, he helped me.
Like the Nike one?
The Nike one, he shot.
Hey, repost the Nike one. And it freaking blew up though, right? Yeah. Dude, but when I saw you repost that one, and it, because I was like, the very first time I was like, oh, this is really good. And it did well, you know what I mean? But when you posted it the second time, I was like, honestly, I did not expect it to go like, it was like almost like 500,000?
Half a million.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It's crazy. And so I met him through that. The homie Sway, who's been coming to the production sets for like new videos, he'll come with helping hands. Also reached out to me. And he's been helping with like shows. He was like doing lighting and stuff. He messaged me for the 45 days too. And he came through. And then we have Manny right now, who had reached out to me about like, it hasn't been a year, but he's a producer from Puerto Rico. And he was like the person that helped me put the band together, who composes the structure of the songs.
Really? I was wondering like with the band and everything.
He had a hand in like helping me put the whole like structure of One Last Chance, making it feel more like an oldies. He helped me put together like that reggaeton song in Spanish, you know. And then who else do we got? I mean, there's just like a lot of like side, you know, role players on the team that are always just like what needs to get done. And now too lately, I've actually brought in my sisters to help me with just like the financial aspect of like the management and social media, because I feel like for me it's kind of just like I can't reply
and you can't do everything.
Yeah, I can't reply to all the DMs. Like even Irv. I mean, Irv is very versatile in helping. I mean, it's just not the sound. It's the he helps me with the videos. When we're in Vegas, he was shooting them. He'll help me with pretty much every aspect of it. So it's just like at that point, sometimes we all kind of have to play it. We have to wear every hat, you know. But yeah.
No, that's sick. 'Cause there's a lot of people around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you linked up with the Underdawgs, right? That was 22, 21.
I was 21. It was like right out the gate.
It was wasn't like right after New Year or something.
It was like I had just released that song Daylight.
It was when Soul's birthday, right?
It was Soul's birthday. Yeah.
Is that February?
I think so.
Oh,
I forget. Yeah.
No.
I be forgetting.
No.
12th or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I did meet him on his birthday.
Yeah, Soul Day. Soul Day was like, which is a cool thing. You know what I mean? And then, but I feel like even Soul has taken the Underdawgs, like I feel like from like 20, so I met Soul in 2020, him and Chef. And then from 2020 to like 2022, I felt like it was, or maybe 2023, but from 2023 to now, like you guys have like had like growth in your like team, you know what I mean? And just like the style and like how even the rollout of the dogs, you know what I mean?
It's dope to see, honestly. I think Soul is very, very selfless. I'll say that. Like to know that you could pretty much do everything for yourself, but still be willing to shoot and connect all these people. Cause you pretty much take the back seat role, like in all of this. Like I'd be thinking about, I was like, Soul could have been just doing whatever he wanted to do, and be like, nah, fuck y'all. Like I'm gonna just shoot my own music videos, and I pretty much, you know, I don't really need you guys. Like, and I always think about it because I'm just like, Soul's whole catalog is just it's insane. Yeah, you know. There's
I really like your guys' album together too.
Yeah, that was a good project, honestly, and we have a good vibe when it comes to creating. I think the only thing is like I said, he's all the way in Tracy, and it's not that far, but
it's still like, you can't do it. You can't do it like daily. You know what I mean? And even weekly's a lot. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. I feel like.
But yeah, and then just him bringing along, you know, all the new musicians like Tony and Alden. You know, we got 2K, the producer. We got producers. What else? We got shooters. Got a couple shooters.
Yeah, and there's a Stockton.
There's a Stockton faction.
Yeah, there's a Stockton.
Like, bro.
VCO, right?
Yeah.
And the guy who's the guy that did his video, the like A-Chicken one?
That's the Curse. So Curse. He gets down.
That shit's fire,
yeah. I think like sometimes like I love Soul and he does like, he's very selfless, but like sometimes I'm like, man, like it's too much. I feel like at this point, like I feel like we need to just like focus on this. Like sometimes I kind of want him to take that selfish role.
Yeah.
And I feel like he needs that. Like he needs to be like, nah, I'm not gonna shoot this for you guys. Like I need to focus on this.
Yeah.
That's my only like, I guess like, and that's not even a bad critique.
No, it's not. But yeah, I know you mean. Like you want him. Like
we've all had our moments, but like I feel like I want you to shine now because
you've helped us, but let us help you.
Exactly. Like you more than anyone has like done enough for us. I feel like, and that's another reason why I was just like, I need to put my own like group of, you know, videographers together because I can't, Soul's over here shooting videos for all the underdogs and I can't be like, oh, I need you for this and I need it like now.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just like, it was, that's kind of like what my mentality was around that time. And that's why kind of like with the shows now is I want to be able to have them, you know, even though it's not much, but have them open up and give them the platform that I have now to share the you know, the audience. So,
and then who, because they're the ones who kind of open up for you when you do shows, right?
Yeah, for the most part, like usually it's Chef. Lately, I've been bringing on Alden because his album is just crazy. That's another artist I feel like I personally think makes like just great bodies of music, you know, just kind of going back to how I was saying like where music is. But yeah, lately it's been Chef and Alden on like just these shows. But I definitely want to get Soul back on the on like the shows. I think with Soul knows if Soul ever sees this, he knows I always give him shit because we be doing the shows and he be forgetting his lyrics sometimes. So I'm just like, I just like fucking Soul, bro. Like,
he got so many songs.
That's yeah.
Like,
but
and so many, and you know he has so many songs that have never been released. Too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I never take it like I'll be like, bruh, but I'll never get like super mad about it because I'm just like, I already know you got like 1,000 things on your plate. So I'm just like, I'm gonna like let it slide.
Yeah.
But
so you're a father, dude. We get it.
that's that fatherhood.
Dude, that's sick. And then are they opening up for the Fresno shows?
Yeah, so Chef and Alden are gonna be on both of those. But I think usually when Chef goes, I mean, I'm sure he'll probably bring like Soul on the set. And then Alden, I'm pretty sure has a few songs with.
You have a few songs with both of them, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I only have.
Or that one with Alden?
I only have one with Alden. And
the one that you just showed me, right?
That one.
Yeah.
That one's. But we have another song, and it's not technically my song. I only have like an 8-bar verse. Or like a 16 bars, but we have a bunch of songs actually. Me and Alden have been cooking up. We got some like crazy
That's
records.
Sick. Who did your video, the Underdog versus the World one?
That was Honcho, Frankie.
That shit's fucking. That was like when I saw that I was like, just though cinematically, was perfect. Like nothing felt like it shouldn't be there.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like it was just like from like getting the money out the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just like. And the convertible and everything else.
Yeah, I think.
Where's that concept? How'd that come about?
So I had actually pitched him the concept, sent him a couple of references of what I was influenced at the time. So it's very much influenced by like, I was thinking about like Ocean's 11.
Yeah, heist movies kind of, right?
Heist movies. I was we were very much influenced by the intro scene in the Batman Begins, or no, the Dark Knight.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The Dark Knight with the clown mask and the heist scene in the beginning. Yeah. So that was like what I had kind of like pitched him, and I was just like, yo, we should do something like this for this music video. And I had gave him the song before it came out, and he's like, yo, this song's crazy. Like this song's gonna be huge, you know? Mm-hmm. And
I love how you guys like go back and forth in the song. It's like it's not. I feel like a lot of songs aren't like that, especially with like when it's two guys and they're going back and forth. Like it's gotta like you have to compliment each other. You know what I mean? And some people they'll try to do where I'm like it would have been better with 2 verses or something like that. But that was just like perfect.
Yeah. No, so I pitched him that concept, and he pretty much just ran off with the whole ideas, and it was cool because we did it in Watsonville. You know, we did it in downtown Watsonville, something that. We literally made. I don't think anyone would watch it. Only if you're from Watsonville and you know what
where
Watsonville
it is,
looks like. But the fact that this whole.
It looks like you're in a big city though.
Yeah. So the sound like engineering that he did was also really good. You know, like in the intro you have he animated all that stuff. He's very talented. He animated.
Oh, the world and everything.
The Universal, the Underdog versus the world, and then like. When we were the intro starts in the Watsonville library. There's just like,
oh really?
Yeah, so it's just
you wouldn't know. Yeah.
It's an elevator in Watsonville, and it's cool because you can kind of see all of Watsonville. It's like the highest building in town. So we shot it there, and that was like the intro scene.
Is it Gold Elevator or no?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. And yeah, he pretty much like mapped out all the scenes and shots with that. I know he told me he was working on it with his girl too. So like they mapped out all the shots and yeah, it came out crazy, honestly. That's kind of like one of those videos where I was like kind of bummed with like, it performed well, don't get me wrong.
I know what you mean.
But it was just like, damn, like.
Hey, repost it. Here we go again.
Hey, I should repost it.
You should, I think so.
And I was just like, damn, that video.
That was before any of the oldies came out, right?
That was before the oldies.
You should repost it.
It was a different time, you know, and I was making different music at that time. I was just like,
yeah. And as a filmmaker, when I was watching it, I was like, dude, they didn't even show anything about the bank, like in the sense of like, but like I instantly knew what was going on, and that's what I liked about it. Where I was like, because in my mind, like sometimes you get too focused on like, well, how are we gonna do this scene where we have to show them actually robbing the bank? It's like, bro, we skipped like you. It starts with you coming from the bank.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I feel like that was the genius with Frankie behind that music video. Is like. Because we were talking about that too. We were thinking about
how are we gonna do that,
having
right?
like an actual heist, but we were looking at like Pier Spaces in LA, and I'm just like, yeah, budget wise, like this is not doable. You know, so I think it just was a really great shoot. And I was gonna say something right now, but I hella forgot what I was gonna say.
Heist, bank, I don't know. Just going right there.
I can't remember.
Let's stop again. Maybe it'll come back to you.
It was something important.
Frankie doing the video and maps that with his girl. I don't know. That's all I got for you. For me remembering what we were talking about that.
I think just to like move forward with that is I definitely want to, you know, keep creating great music videos, but just like budget wise, it's like, does it really make sense?
Yeah. And like, and I feel like sometimes like a one take can literally, which you can do yourself or like with one other person, you know what I mean?
My one takes be going stupid.
So I feel like the thing that stands out about your one takes is your composition's always good.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Most of those I'll usually like be the one setting.
I know,
up
yeah,
the shots.
I know, yeah. And so how do you like just slowly over time? Because I think about, was it Honeycomb and stuff like that, like a long time ago? Like, but like even like those ones, you know what I mean? I feel like that's when I could be like, oh, like you're doing it yourself. And I remember you were like, didn't you say you had your friend who like didn't even do
I'll
anything?
Have my friends,
like,
I'll have him hold the camera, but like, bro, hold it like this. Don't move.
Yeah.
I'll be super like the homies know. They were there with me in Vegas, and I was like, no, I don't like that. I'll be like, we gotta angle this like differently. And then he'll get mad at me. He's like, bro, you don't trust my vision. Like, you don't trust the shot. And I was just like, it's not even that. I'm just very meticulous when it comes to that. And even like right now, I was just like, when we're doing the shot, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this right here.
And then you're like, am I adding too much with adding poker players right now? I'm like, no, dude, it's cool. Like it adds more depth to it. Yeah. Especially on a one take, like you kind of have to do that. Like it's either got to be great composition or like let's add some things to this to make it not just seem like a boring one take.
No, yeah. So with the one takes and the composition, it kind of like I always referenced the 45 days, but the 45 days, like I said, it was the foundation of what I am now. Like, I can drop content as fast as I can now. I can shoot it quick. I can edit it quick because of that. It's like, I literally just imagine going to the gym for 45 days straight. I mean, it's probably not recommended, but man, you're going to get some gains.
You're going to get some reps. You're going to understand how to I just know how to move.
So pretty much that's all it is like you're getting your reps in when you're doing something consistently. And I just learned how to just properly expose the shot. Like, where do I want me? Am I like, well, it's a little bit different when we're looking at it like at a 9x16 because there's not necessarily like, you could put it in thirds as you would like, you know, when it's wide,
but it's kind of harder.
You're more looking at
your thirds are like way skinnier.
At this point, you're looking at like one line and it's just like, you want yourself in the center. Like, where do you want your eye? And so it'll usually take a while to set up that one shot, you know? It'll take like, not that long, maybe like 10, 15, do a couple of takes. But yeah, it was really that. But going back to the Underdog versus the Real, I remember what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, there we go.
It was the beat. I made that beat too as well. And the sample for that, it was a weird sample. It was crazy how I made that beat because we were in Soul's Garage and most of that project was done. The Life Lessons 2, that was mostly done in Soul's Garage. And I think that's like where the vibes were when he lived in Los Baños. I feel like we made
that
me and
project
him.
had the one where you guys were all outside as well. Is that the same project where like you're ironing, right? Or Soul's ironing?
That's Life Lessons 1.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, sorry.
That one was
right
shot-
before it then?
Yeah, that one was shot by Zaya. But the beat was funny how it was made because I was like on YouTube and I was like on this, there's a specific YouTuber that just has really good, he uploads like these really old vintage songs. And I was trying to make a beat that day because normally they like to use the YouTube beats, but I was like, nah, let me make the beat. And I was just like scrolling and I was like, I kept playing beats and I was like, or like songs.
Try to get some inspiration basically?
Yeah, not beats. It was the like actual songs. But
okay,
like,
gotcha. Just to figure out what to sample.
These vintage songs and I like couldn't find anything. I was like, I just did a crazy ass scroll. I was like, the first one I click is gonna be the one I sample, even if it sucks. And I just like did when you do a crazy scroll and you just never know when, like a roulette.
Yeah.
You just don't know when it's gonna drop. So I did that and I just clicked on it. And the sample was so weird. It doesn't sound like how it sounds in the song. It was just like super fast. It was like this bass. It was like do 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 do. And then
you slow it down?
I slowed it down and then I chopped it. So what I did, it was like it was this crazy like melody. It was
I
like
didn't even think about like, but now I'm remembering the beginning of the song. It's like dum,
so what I did is I chopped the sample and then I distorted it to make it sound like it was like a gritty guitar.
Yeah, that's what it that's what it sounds
Yeah, so it was like 4 chops. So it was like do 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 do. It was just like it was just a crazy beat and the whole
everything else fall together after that.
Yeah, the drums were very simple and we did that song like on the spot right there. You were there with me that day too and even the like at the end I don't know why that day I was already just chanting like underdog versus the world. I was just saying that like on a dumb, just being dumb and then he did and so I was chanting that and then Soul was like, bro, what if we like barked like in between? So like in between that it's like underdog versus the world. It's like whoa. Yeah. Like I don't know that song in its entirety.
But with the vibe of the song, it goes so well with it, especially to end it like that because it just does feel like that.
I feel like. And even the rollout for that was sick, you know? That's why I was like, damn, like.
Attention Central Valley farmers, agribusinesses, and dairy owners. M-Mig Construction understands that your operation is the backbone to America's food supply, and they're here to help you thrive. They specialize in designing, fabricating, and erecting high-quality structures tailored to your needs. Rooted in Atwater, the heart of the Central Valley, they bring unmatched expertise, efficiency, and craftsmanship to every dairy, ag, and commercial construction project. Whether you're building from the ground up or renovating an existing structure, they work with you to turn your vision into a reality. Call M-Mig Construction today at 209-724-9488 or visit mmigconstruction.com. Trust a team that values quality, reliability, and has the trust of our community. You know what I love? Vanessa's Ice Cream Shop. And for 20 years, they've been serving the sweet taste of tradition. They specialize in authentic Michoacan-style ice cream and paletas. Elias Figueroa learned the craft in ice cream shops across Mexico, and now he brings that same passion and tradition to our community here. Visit Vanessa's Ice Cream Shop at 7020 Walnut Avenue in Winton, California, or 710 Carroll Avenue in Merced. And remember to treat yourself to something truly special. Vanessa's Ice Cream Shop. Hey, are you looking to boost your business without the cost of purchasing an expensive ATM or dealing with processing? Cal Central ATM Company has you covered. They provide free ATMs, yes, that's right, free ATMs to businesses like dispensaries, liquor stores, gas stations, barbershops, and more. Reach out today and ask about their wireless card readers. Save money and streamline your transactions with ease and without the card reader fees. Let Cal Central ATM help your business grow. You can reach them today at calcentral23@gmail.com. With personalized care, experienced therapists, and a focus on helping you move better and feel better, Valley Performance Physical Therapy is the go-to spot for all your rehabilitation and wellness needs. They don't just treat symptoms, they get to the root of the problem so you can get back to doing what you love, pain-free. You can reach them at 209-626-5350 to schedule an appointment and are located at 1180 West Olive Avenue in Merced. You know you got to support local by spending local? Trans-County Title is your only locally veteran-owned and operated title company. They have been serving Merced County since 1985 and are ready to help you with your next escrow transaction. By choosing Trans-County Title, your dollars stay local. They are members of local organizations developed to support and improve our community. They offer amazing marketing tools to their agents to better assist you with a smooth transaction and also provide you with the best customer service. Because at Trans-County Title, our service is the difference.
Yo, yeah, we went to the studio and we but we didn't end up using that version. We ended up taking it to the studio. We had Chef and Joel pull up and they recorded like the chants, but I didn't like the mix because it was too clean. And
like you almost wanted it to be like gritty a little bit,
yeah,
right?
So it was funny because I ended up just going with my mix. So I was like, I spent that money for no reason, but whatever.
Live and learn.
Yeah, sometimes, and that's another thing when it comes to music and like engineering, because that's another thing I feel like I could do is I could engineer my songs, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on how much I'm working with in terms of vocal layers, production layers. But sometimes there's certain songs that you just sound good, just not properly mixed, or there's really no standard to. I mean, a lot of people say there's a standard. Some people say it's like a creative thing, like production. I mean, like a song, you might think that the production is dumb, but that's how you wanted to create it. So I think that, like, engineering is, in a sense, subjective. I mean, obviously...
music's subjective almost, too. And then in a way, like, in the sense of, like, people's taste in music is so wildly different.
Exactly. But I think, yes, there's a standard to what a good mix sounds like. But it also depends on like what you're creating, and for obviously like for the Underdog versus the World, like I wanted it to sound like gritty. I didn't want you to be fully able to hear my vocals. I even added distortion on.
I was gonna say that's what I felt like I heard on it. Yeah,
there was distortion on mine for sure. I don't think I put as much on Souls, but
Souls had some, right? Just
a
little bit.
There was a little bit. Yeah, great song.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love that song. Yeah. And then so you were a producer first, correct? Right. And so how do you think like your take on music or just how it's allowed you to evolve? I feel like that gives you a little more, I don't know if it's leeway or what the right term is, but it gives you a little more maybe appreciation for.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny too because I don't even really make my own beats these days, honestly. Like, I just lately been going on YouTube, but I feel like if we go back a year, it was cool. It's cool because I was able to just make my own beats on the spot. I think a year ago they were a lot more creative. Like Underdog versus the World is a very creative beat. I don't think I could like creatively have the patience to sit down and sample like I did a year ago, which is not that great. Honestly, it's not a good thing, but it's the truth of where I am at now because.
Well, sometimes you got to focus on different things. So.
Yeah, I mean, I had a homie tell me, he's like, bro, like, what do you want to be? He's like, you want to be a producer, or you want to be an artist? I was just like, fuck. Like, you got a point there. Like, I'm out here trying to make songs. Like, I'm not over here. Like, because, I mean, the homie knows, 2K knows, like, it takes a while to, like, put together a good beat. I mean, sometimes it comes fast. But,
so I'll start real quick. It's like 2K in the back of the house, right?
Yeah. No. 2K9's in the back of the house.
Yeah.
No, but 2K, he produced, like, you produced the last track, Let It Be, huh? Well, he produced also Life Lessons 1. What song did you produce?
On Life Lessons 1, I did Good Things Don't Come Easy.
Yeah, that song.
And I did Can I?
Yeah. So Good Things Don't Come Easy is the one that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where we were like, it looked like a jail cell.
Yeah.
He produced that beat.
That one was sick.
And then he produced the last song on Life Lessons 2. But I think kind of just going back to what you were saying though about production, like, yes, I appreciate production. And it's made me like picky when it comes to certain sounds, but I think that this project that I put out before Life Lessons 2 was called Felt That Volume 2, and I remember I like made the majority of the beats on that project, and I was like, damn, I was listening to it and I was like, the beats on this are crazy. Like, I was actually laying down the chords and the melodies, like they weren't really samples. And the structure of the beats were very lengthy. Like it wasn't just like a couple layers, like a few layers. It was like I don't know, like 15 layers. And then
I was just looking.
That's when I started doing vocal stacks too, because that was like a new thing for me. I wasn't doing vocal stacks until I made like Can I, and the vocal stacks on that were like ass. Like I like if you soloed out like some of the vocals, like the falsettos, they were just like not really on key, but it sounded cool because they were stacked.
When they're stacked, cool.
So like I made the project, the production was stacked, then I was stacking my vocals, I was creating more dynamics, and now I'm working with like, cause I'm really just started stacking like octaves. If people like know what that means, is essentially like
you're singing in different octaves, right?
Yeah, but it's just like now I'm trying to learn how to sing in different keys, but in this like, cause you can sing in like a C, and then you can sing in like how I'm stacking my vocals is like, let's see, I'm on a C, and then I'll sing at a low C, and then I'll sing at like a high C, if that makes sense. The thing is, it's dynamics, but I'm only singing in one key, as opposed to like I'm not singing like how it would be as a chord. If I would sing like in a chord, then I'd be singing like a C and then a D. So that's what I'm like learning now. But like I'm saying, it's just since I'm spending so much time now on vocal production, it's like I don't even got time to make the beats.
Right? You did all fall semester? Did you make all the beats on that too?
I made a fall semester, the beat. It was cool. It was just like a sample. There wasn't really anything crazy on that beat, but what else did I make?
But did you make that whole album?
I produced.
I think you did a lot of them, didn't you?
Yeah, honestly, I wish I could look at a track list right now, but
okay. Good. It's whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. No, I'm just curious because I just feel like it gives Moose is like, all right, I need some love over here, you guys. You guys have been talking. Shut the fuck up, you guys.
Yeah.
And then, so what's in the store for the rest of is it like a lot more shows? Is kind of.
Yeah, shows. So right now, Fresno is the goal. I mean, it's pretty much already locked in. I'm locking in Sacramento right now. Like I said, I'm really just looking at my market. It's.
Can you talk about the festivals that booked you yet or no?
Yeah, I mean, actually, well, technically, they haven't been announced, but
this won't come out till August. I don't know if it's going to be announced before then, sir. So I don't want to.
So the one I'm going to be doing one in San Jose. It's on. I believe it's going to be August 23rd. No, August 31st, and it's going to be in San Pedro Square. I don't know if you guys have ever been to San Jose.
Mm-hmm. It's like the main.
It's like it's like the street where like
everything is, right?
I would say like the part like people drink there. It's not necessarily where the clubs are, but it's like
a district kind of almost where it's like.
I would say it's like one of the more poppin' streets in San Jose, huh? Yeah, it's like so to perform there is pretty crazy honestly because it's just like heavy traffic. It's like heavy traffic there, and then the other one is gonna be. I think it's gonna be like. I don't know if it's in Santa Clara or San Francisco, but I still don't know like the full details on that one. I mean, like it's already like locked in, but I don't know like which city. I didn't like. Yeah,
gotcha.
So. And
did you reach out to them? They reached out to you? How does that work?
Well, so the San Jose one. So I kind of used to be. I had like a quote unquote like manager. Mm-hmm. Her name was Evelyn, and she kind of just really helped me create like a foundation, and she gets me connections. She actually works at the convention center in San Jose, which is like one of the bigger venues out there, and she has like industry connections with people and all that stuff. And yeah, pretty much she helped me get it, but kind of reflecting back on that, she also helped me a lot. She was the one that was like, yeah, you got to start posting on TikTok. I remember when I had met her, and we used to meet at this coffee shop in San Jose, and we would like look at my numbers and my analytics and stuff, and I remember at that time I only had like 100 followers on TikTok. She's like, you gotta like pump those numbers up, like just start creating content. And I remember after that I was like, I pretty much grew like pretty fast on TikTok after that. And yeah, from time to time she'll be like on the lookout for me because she sees that like I'm still consistently growing. So now that there's leverage and there's, it's like a resume, you know, like if she can sell me and provide me with an opportunity, it's easier now than it was when we first met because I didn't really have that many followers. I didn't have like that many shows booked. So now it's cool that we still maintain that connection, even though we don't necessarily work as closely as we did back then, because it's like now I feel like I'm a sellable artist to a festival.
Yeah.
You know, which is perfect because that's literally like the avenue that she works in. So
festivals are perfect too because like that's it's like a fan, like there's already fans of music there. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah. It's an easy, it's good check. You know, you get there, everything's already set up. I mean, it's not like how we do our shows because
you have to do everything, right?
We basically be bringing like the speakers, everything.
Damn.
We were carrying the stages and shit. So for the San Francisco one, it's funny how I got that one because that one was like a series of I'm telling you, putting your reps in. So I did this show, and funny enough, it was from like the manager in San Francisco. I was opening up for this band called Vortex. They're from Houston, and they have like a really big like a Latin community of like supporters. And she had got me that show. It was at San Francisco at this venue called Brick and Mortar. I did it. It was like to this day one of my favorite like performances, even though. Because it was the first time I was doing like actual like performing, singing the songs, but it was just all around like a really good show, and the audience was like, they were just received me very well, and like people were like super hyped on that show. Funny enough, there was this guy in the crowd. His name's Marcus, and he was like, "Yo, that was a sick set." Keep in mind, this guy doesn't know me. He's like, "Would you want to perform at Santa Clara University?" And I was like, "Damn." I was like, sure. And I didn't think it was serious. Like, he just said it on the spot.
A lot of people, well, I feel like there's so many people when you talk to people, it's like a lot of people are like, hey, we should do this. And then like, you never hear from them or whatever.
Yeah, and it'd be like that at shows. And a lot of people came up to me like, yo, that was sick. Like, I didn't know you, and this kind of goes back to, like, you never know who's watching. Long story short, he actually followed up. He's like, yeah, I'm having this, I'm setting up the show, and like I performed in front of like all these freshmen coming in from Santa Clara, and that show was pretty dope too, honestly. Like, I don't know if you've seen the clip, but like I'm coming out and I was like, Santa Clara, and I was like, they have all their lights up.
Okay, yeah.
And they're like chanting Danny V, and it was just like crazy. Cause like had I not done this San Francisco one, I would have not gone this. He liked how I performed there, and he ended up becoming a coordinator for a festival out there in San Fran. He's like, hey, you want to come? And so it was just like, every decision or every action that you take in music, you know, it just follows. However like small or big it is, it's just it opens the doors for like the next opportunity.
And what made you want to like be the artist? You know what I mean? Because like you were doing beats, making them. You know what I mean? So what made you actually want to like step in front of the camera?
Yeah, I think it was
your voice.
I always tell this story a lot, but it was really just I would produce for artists when I was living in San Jose, and they were just ass. They were just like sucked. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I was like, y'all, like, no disrespect to them.
But you're just disrespecting my beats. Like
yeah, I was like, this sucks. And at the time, I was listening to a lot of reggaeton. And so my first songs I was writing them in Spanish, and I was recording them because I had all the microphone equipment, because I would make the beats and I would just record them. And yeah, pretty much recorded a few songs, and I was like, this sounds pretty good. Like, I'm gonna just keep doing it. Because at the time I was going to San Jose State, and I was still studying, but then COVID hit, and then I had all this time to still study, but
figure it.
You just had free time, you know, to do whatever you wanted. So with my free time, I was just making beats, writing songs. I would say like majority of the songs were written for like the Lost and Found, like all that fall semester. Those were written like during COVID.
Oh, really?
Most of those beats were like COVID time, and they didn't come out till that next year. Cause then at that point, I remember I told myself, I think I was like, I'm not gonna drop a song until I write a good song. I mean, I was writing decent songs, and then I wrote like my first song. It was called Falling Out, and it's like a song that I still perform to this day. It was like the first full song that I was like, yo, this is sick. And then I wrote this song called Toxic, and then that dropped, and then it just performed crazy. It was like 10,000 streams on the first week, and I was like, bro,
yeah,
that's crazy. So I think after that point, there were several moments where there was always progression, and then there was regression. I feel like I would drop a good song, and then I would drop a bad song. I mean, they weren't like completely ass.
No, but like what you felt.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, that song sucks. Like, I'll go back, and even last year, like, I was like, that song was dope. Nah, this song wasn't that great. Like,
But sometimes you have to put out those because that will lead you to the next song.
Yeah.
I really think that like whether you release it or not, but I still think like you almost had to get, like we're talking about reps. You had to get that rep in to get to that other song that you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that you really fuck with.
But I think ultimately, becoming an artist came naturally. It wasn't like forced. There was no point in high school where I was like, yeah, I'm about to be a rapper.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was wondering, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
there's no.
But it just organically came.
But some people do have that though, like where they're like, yeah, I want to be a rapper.
Some people have that and they shouldn't have that though.
Yeah, so.
Trust me. So when you're saying like you're like people do ass, so I like in no way do I rap at all, but like there'd be people,
boats and bros.
Yeah, no, but there'd be people that
banger.
like they'd be like, hey, can you shoot a music video for me, right?
Yeah.
And like I'd hear the song, and like my whole thing is like if I can make a song, like we used to fuck around a lot. My whole garage band was full of like just us rapping basically, right? But like I don't think I'm good at all, and I know I'm not. But if I can rap better than you, then God, for God's sake, you should not be a rapper. Like that's like basically my motto.
No, yeah. So it just came natural, like for me, because and that's another thing that I think that's another reason why I feel like I'm a versatile musician, not just in the sense of, you know, making or producing, but because before even music, one of my interests was always like photography and videography. It was something I loved, and like editing even on Photoshop. I remember I took like graphic design classes in high school, and it was already something that interested me, and I love cinematography. And so it was like these skills were already pretty much like the foundation was already built before I was even an artist, without me even knowing.
Yeah, so you didn't even know that like that they would come in handy later or anything like that, but
exactly.
These are the things that interest you.
Yeah, all those skills, like I was able to create a cool aesthetic early on, I feel, because I was already into, like I already knew what I pictured and what I was into. So it was like, it really first started like graphic design and beats at that time, because to this day I'll even edit my own like covers. I mean, not that they're anything crazy, but
still you have your hands in
Yeah.
in like in a lot of the process of it.
yeah. And then it was like the beats and the graphics, and then photography was like, I was super heavy on like film at the time. And then I was always friends with like all those kids that, you know, shot videos in high school. And that's why I have so many friends that know what they're doing on the camera, because these are like skills that they've been nurturing since they were like high schoolers, and they're good now. Like they're over here doing like these crazy commercials for these companies and stuff. And I was like, damn, it's crazy that like I was able to be like friends with people that were already like skilled at stuff like this. Then really I feel like being the artist was like the last thing. But I was just like, being an artist came so easy for me because I was like, I already had all these like skills that complemented that, you know? And I think now what I'm learning more is the live shows aspect of everything. So it's just like, it's just another skill, and marketing. It's funny because I actually kind of like what I studied was like super based on marketing.
Oh, was
as
it?
well, which is why I feel like
it naturally, once again, like you didn't know you're learning this stuff for yourself, but like here you are later, like
it was. So I studied industrial systems engineering, and I don't know, I think we talked about it last time, but it's essentially optimizing a system. But one thing we learned in the whole like course of like getting your degree is like, and it's obviously very intuitive and it seems like common sense, but everything kind of goes back to like the consumer and the customer. And we really studied like the supply chain, the process of manufacturing, or really just doing something. So when it comes to like my process, everything has a system, and I'm very much aware that like when you're creating a product, no matter what it is, it's like the consumer
experience, right?
Experience is like, it's everything.
Well, I think that's what stands out to me with like, like that's the reason like I want to have you back on is because like from the last time we talked, it's like you are like passionate about every aspect of it.
100%.
Like not a lot of people are passionate about the marketing of something, or passionate
I love
about
the marketing.
Like when you're passionate about everything about it.
Honestly, like I think it's great as an artist to like grow with your music too, but I think what I would want to do, I was thinking about it, like obviously you can't be a rapper till like you're 50, you know? But I was like, thinking.
Hey, they're still too short. And
I mean, there's some people that do it. That do it great, but I mean, eventually you'll be 60 or 70.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, what would I do then? So I was like thinking, I would definitely go into like I would want to create like my own marketing firm, and who knows how that's going to be with AI in the future.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, it'd be cool to just build that from scratch, because I feel like I already have the team to do that now. But I was just like, man, I feel like I could definitely do something like that as like a, aside from being a musician and wanting to do that, just because it's stuff that interests me,
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I don't know what the world is really gonna be like with AI
and that
in that specific market, of like, I don't think that's even gonna be needed, honestly, unfortunately. Like,
but I think people in the future are gonna pay a premium to work with humans, honestly, because like it's kind of like when you put something into AI. They all kind of look kind of similar, at least right now. You know what I mean?
Right now.
That's the thing.
You don't know what it's going to look like in 5 years.
Yeah, but I could see you wanting to or I could see people wanting to actually like, hey, I want somebody who actually cares about my product. And I feel like you could, I don't know, to me, I feel like that human aspect is going to be something that people still want. I get like, there's going to be so many things that become obsolete that you don't need a human to do anymore, but still like being authentic. Like you can have all the AI you want, but authenticity fucking shines, I feel like.
100%. I think that's what's going to take you far. I think in this, like in creative aspects, is like authenticity, because it's just like we're all becoming like, in a sense, like a melting pot, but in a melting pot in terms of like interests, I think, with like,
well, the way scrolling is, and
we're all
our attention span is, and everything.
And I see it like, I was just talking about that with like Love Island and stuff like that.
Dude, I can't get over
What
the
a
scene.
show.
I can't get over the scene. Like, I'm a mommy.
Mamacita?
And he's like, Mamacita. Like, I just laughed how in this guy's mind, he could not comprehend that this chick is a mom.
But I'm just like
a dog mom was the first thing.
We're all like everyone's just consuming everything like the same way. And it's like nobody really thinking for themselves. Like we're all just becoming like one.
It's like, dude, we're not even running emails anymore because ChatGPT. You know what I mean?
I know.
That's like the thing that's like, oh fuck.
I be thinking about that, and because I was using ChatGPT a lot for these emails, to sound professional. But I'm just like, sometimes I'll be like, stop. I'm like, fuck.
I can't even come up with a sentence anymore. What the fuck?
Like
am I
even
doing?
like when you're talking with someone, sometimes where you like, you'll think about something, you're like, fuck. Like,
how do I say this? Let me put it in chat real quick. And you're like, God damn, like
yeah. So it's crazy. But,
yeah. And then what does like Watsonville mean to you?
That's a good question. Watsonville means everything to me. I feel like it's a foundation for my drive, and even though I'm always repping Watsonville hard, and even if the city might not reciprocate that, like I'm always still gonna just show love to the city, just because for me. And I know like people gonna hate me for this, because they're like, oh, you're making Watsonville seem like it's something that it's not. Like it's not. They get mad at me and shit.
Oh,
like,
bro, people get mad at me in Merced and the Central Valley. They're like, why are you representing? I'm like, bro, fucking sorry. Like, my bad for doing something with my life. It doesn't even, it's like, I just kind of have it around where I'm at.
Yeah. My bad for not repping like LA. Like, like, dude, I'm not from there. So it's like, I'm not gonna rep that. It really, like, my whole mission with music and what drives me is really emphasizing the fact that, I mean, I'm pretty sure people are catching on to this, but you don't need to be in a big city to make something happen. And that's always been like my whole motto at this point, which is why I rep Eastlake so hard, because that's what it represents for me, is being from a town that's pretty much known for its agriculture. And showing people that you could really create this your own like scene for yourself from home, and I feel like I've pretty much been doing that at this point, but I think it's got to be like, we got to take it like another step at this point, because seeing for a lot of people, it's like seeing is believing, and they won't be able to like ride with you until the whole world is already riding. So I think Watsonville is just it's great, and a town full of agricultural workers that are just trying to make an honest living and provide for their family. And that's really just the background that my parents come from, you know, just working in the fields, trying to provide for their like 5 kids. And that's really the situation I feel like it is for most people, for most immigrants, I would say, in Watsonville and really anywhere generally. It's just like they're over here waking up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to go pick, you know, strawberries, breaking their backs, knees. And that's another reason to why I like running in the morning. I'll run like at the levee where I shot the Nike commercial too. I like reference how I'm saying it's like a metaphor for you know, staying consistent and keep moving forward. But ultimately, another reason why I like to run at the levee in Watsonville is because you see all the farm workers there in the morning, all the crops. They got like lettuce crops and strawberries right there. And I'll just be running and I'm like, damn, like they're over here working their ass off. Like I'm over here running. Like I can't complain over like a couple miles.
Yeah.
You know, so then it kind of like, it always brings me back down and it keeps me on my feet and 10 toes. Cause I'll see that. I'm like, I just think about my parents and I just imagine them, that's them. And I'm just like running and then it kind of like sets the tone for my day. And I'm like, okay, like
grounds you basically.
It grounds me and I'm like, all right, let's go hard. Cause they're out here doing that. And that was your parents.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's cool. And honestly, I feel like Watsonville in the Central Valley, like in that sense with the agriculture, like that's what I found, that like there's a lot of like they're just hard workers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're from a town that like what 2020 showed me, that was like, oh, you don't have to be from like LA or San Francisco to like to actually make a difference. And that's when I like was just like, oh, what do I want to do? That was like almost like the first time I was like, what do I want to do with my life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once I started doing that, all this other stuff like happened and got born through it. And then that's just like, now here we are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it takes you to like be like, no, fuck it, I don't care what people think. I don't care what the mentality is of this area or how people perceive that area. I mean, the only thing I knew about Watsonville before you is Burger King Palace, man. That's all I knew.
Love that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Honestly, now it's not even like, I think now it's more, I'm doing it for that, but I'm also just doing it for me now.
No, yeah.
Because I think at one point I was so much caught on like, man, I need to like push hard for this. But I think it's just like I said, people just need to see it.
Yeah, and it's naturally a part of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you don't need to do it just to prove that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like a byproduct of it.
No, yeah, I think at this point it's just like people see me, they see what I'm doing, and it's like whether they want to support. That's one thing. Like I remember like early on when I was a producer, I'd be like, damn, people don't want to show love. But now it's like I don't hold a grudge to it. Like people get mad for me. Like they're like, damn, why don't they want to like pull up or this and that? But I'm like, you can't really blame them, you know?
It's honestly like a growth mentality when you finally get out of it. Because like in the beginning, you're like, no, I'm like you want, I don't know if it's like.
You kind of want like acceptance?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what you want, like in general as a person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think once you start believing in yourself, you don't need and not once, but you know what I mean? I just feel like you don't need it's not even support that I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like
I hear what you're saying though, and I think about it too because I'm like, there's no way I could have sold as many tickets as I did in Fresno and Watsonville.
yeah, which is it's crazy, right?
Like I'm gonna move to Fresno,
dude. Real. How does your demographic on like when you see who's listening to your music? Where's that all at? Like where you're?
To be honest, lately I haven't been looking at it. If I'm being real with you,
no worries.
I'm not looking at streams. I'm looking at who's commenting. I'm like, they just tell me their city in the comments. They'll be like, oh, Kona, Sacramento. I'm basing it off that. Like, I don't, streams, followers even, that doesn't mean anything like these days. I mean, obviously, like, it looks good. It's like a portfolio thing. It's like a resume. It brings validation to you. But for me, what I'm looking at right now is like, who's sending me the DMs? I've also just created a new strategy where I just have the mailing list. And
like a newsletter?
Yeah, because since I'm the one selling the tickets, I'm the one like running the merch website, I have all these emails and I have all these cities. So that's really where I'm basing it off of. And then with the Patreon that I started now too, it's like I've doubled down on like who are like people that are actually like spending like they're literally paying me monthly
to
just watch exclusive content.
And how is Patreon? Like how is that?
It's dope. I mean, it's dope. I can like
how do you use it, I guess? You know what I mean?
It's essentially like, for me, it's a hub for releasing anything that I want. Like sometimes I'll make a song and I'm like, damn, I want people to hear this. So I'll just put it on there. But I don't want everyone to hear it to where it's like, because I know it's not complete. I know it's not that good, but I like it, but I still want people to listen. It's moments like that. I can be like, I'm gonna drop 3 songs today, but I only put it there because I know they're not necessarily ready for like the public, because now, and I don't want to get to a point where I'm scared, but I also want to like maintain, a reputation. So it's like, if I put out a song, I want it worth your time. But if you're like a true fan and don't really care, then I'll give you this space where you can consume it.
It's almost like, I don't know what it's called. It's not a network or a server. I don't know why those are in my head, but it's like they're called something when it's like a community. Fucking A. It's like a whole bunch of artists have it, and even people who are just like good filmmakers and photographers will have like it's not a fucking server,
It's like a hub.
But there's a name for it.
Collective?
No, but it's fuck.
Collective.
No, dude, it's fucking, it's basically like another word for like what a Patreon is. Fuck, I wish my brain worked better than it
did. But long story short, it's a great website.
Discord,
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Whoever, sorry. Discord's what I was looking for.
And
that's the name of the platform.
I think
You're talking about the actual platform.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And I think I'm really just like a student, man. Like I like to see what other artists do, and I think not to just name drop artists, but like there's this artist named John Bellion, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was into him like hardcore like in 2011.
Yeah.
And then he got fucked by the labels, right? Yeah.
Cause and that's like one thing, and I like watching his interviews too. As much as like anyone, like,
wow, that's sorry. I haven't thought about him in like a long time. That's
it's random. It's random, but he writes a lot of songs for like
big artists,
big
right?
artists and stuff. But he just talks not only about the messed up part of like shows and tours, because what he says is true. Like you can make a lot of money in shows, but you also have to spend a lot at the same time in like different aspects. So it's like the music industry is such a weird thing, but you gotta learn how to like work it to your advantage. And one thing I see him talk a lot about is how he basically has his own like Patreon in a sense, where he is like got this very strong connection with his audience. Like he's only like sending like literal links via email to his fan base, and they'll just listen to the song and stream it, or it's like a video, or it's like a secret location for a show. And I think he has like that fan base enough to be like, I'm gonna be like in this city at this time, So I think that's another thing, kind of going back to AI and real people. It's like at this point, people just want to support things that they know are real,
Yeah, I think that's the future, man. It's gonna be the fucking.
But you have to build that platform.
Yeah, no, you do have to build it,
and that trust with like the audience. And after that, it's like, that's everything. It's like, unless you have like a machine, obviously like a label working for you, but
still, it's not as authentic. You know what I mean? It's not like that. I feel like it's not that. I mean, yeah, you can have people set it up and stuff like that, but you still have to care about it. And like people can tell if like you're just giving them bullshit. You know what I mean? Like you can like get somebody to subscribe for a little bit, but like if that artist doesn't actually care about those people, then.
Yeah, because honestly, even big artists, I'm just like, I don't even want to listen to you. Like, I don't really care. Like, I have no one. I don't.
I feel like I just can't relate.
I can't relate,
and nor do I think they can really relate to anything that.
Yeah, like at this point, I just be bumping like the homies' music.
Dude, I tell everybody I just listen to my friends' music. I like listen to you, Chef, Soul. Underdawgs,
I be listening to Chef a lot too.
Dude, honestly. Chef is so fucking good, dude.
Yeah,
Chef's bars are fucking.
He's dope.
He's always cooking it up.
I feel like I be thinking a lot about everyone in the Underdawgs. In your opinion, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because you've watched us like pretty much grow. What do you think is missing? You don't necessarily have to say who, but what do you think is gonna be able to take certain individuals to the next level? Because you've been watching these guys. Like, what is missing? What do you think? Be honest.
I think it's honestly, I think that if everybody rolled out the way you roll out, honestly, it would be a lot different. Because I think sometimes you guys post something and are on to the next thing. Where like, I'm like, no, you gotta freaking like milk it. You know what I mean? Like, cause I feel like sometimes it's like, all of a sudden there's a new album and then 6 months later there might be a new album. And it's like, but what about the album that just came out? You know what I mean? And I think if you are gonna want to push more songs than just do the single route. I mean, and that's I mean, that's just coming from like me. Like, I'm not saying that that's like the answer, but I feel like if there was like a little more
strategy.
That would be like a good way to say it. Like some strategy to it.
What'd you say? Yeah, I think. I mean,
that's just my perspective. But.
No, he's because we talk about it a lot too. Because I'm just like, man,
there's so much talent there.
Like I was like, damn, like I get mad, like sometimes, honestly, and I'm not really in a position to really tell anyone like, oh, you should do it like this, but because it's like ultimately it's a creative thing, it's like a creative decision. But
and the thing is, everyone also has lives to live as well and responsibilities, and that's why I'm like take everything I say with a grain of salt. But
yeah, that's another reason. And I'll say this, I'm pretty privileged. Like I'm privileged in the sense of like I don't have like the responsibilities I know that some of my friends have. For that reason,
like if you got kids, if you got to pay bills, if you got, you know what I mean?
Like I don't necessarily have any of those really like immediate, you know, how can I say, responsibilities. Yeah. So in that sense, I'm privileged, and that's why I like almost never really say anything because I'm like, well, I really can't. I don't know what they have to, you know, go through or deal with. And if I was in their shoes, how would I act? What would I be doing? So when I think about all those things, and it's kind of hard in that sense because it's like obviously you want your friends to continue to grow as well along with you, you know? So I'd be thinking about that a lot. I'm like, damn. And there's only so much you can do, obviously, as like an individual.
And I say that because like, dude, I wish that I could roll out and do things differently with the podcast. But at the end of the day,
I mean, you guys do a good job.
We do a good job. But you know what? I'm always self-critical, and like at the end of the day, it's like I wish I could like be more thought out with things, and even just when I post and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, I got to worry about making money to provide for my family, and right, and that's like, and like I was
saying,
and I was like trying to I was so worried about the studio when I first got it and how do I make money with it. And then I had like 2 months ago, I just was like, honestly, like trying to run the studio is going to be harder than me just going and making money like with my filmmaking and with my photography. You know what I mean? And so I just went back to focusing on that, and things have gotten a lot better since then. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I was like, oh, like open a studio, running a business, it'll be, it's not going to be that hard. It's fucking 1,000 times harder than you think it is.
It's great though. You guys have your own space.
Yeah, and now I look at it like that, like where it's like, hey, this is our creative space, and we can do what we want with it, and I don't need to like get people to rent it for X amount, and like, you know, because like honestly, the more I started renting it out, the more I was like, this is not that worth it for me. Like to do it this way. You know what I mean?
I have a question for you. As a creative, what's the best way to like stay productive while trying to grow your business? Because I feel like as a creative, we have to push a lot on the internet, right? But I think it's easy to get caught up in that. Like, how do you think, what's the best possible way now to maneuver progress in your respective field as a creative without necessarily getting lost in like necessarily being on the internet?
No, and I think I was for like a year though, like straight up, like, cause like you get the views, the likes, the shares, and you think like that's gonna translate to real life.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I got to a point where I was realizing like this is not even translating to real life. Like I'm focusing so much on this that my business is not progressing. That like, you know what I mean? I think it's one, not getting caught up in it. So that's for sure. But I think also it's just like doing things that you want to do and not caring about like, cause like the thing is like I fell in love with filmmaking, and then I got to a point where I was like, well, I'm only like making stuff for my podcast now, right? And so recently, the past couple months, I'm like, okay, let me start making things for me again. You know what I mean? It's kind of figuring out the whole like, what do you want to do, and do it for you. And like, if you lose a couple followers, a couple fans along the way, that's better than being put into a box of you doing things that you think other people will want you to do.
Yeah, because I just feel like it's easy to think you're moving forward just because like followers. But I think it's like you also have to move forward financially and like.
No, exactly.
And also, well, for me, it's like I would only move forward if my music's getting good and the followers could grow and stuff. But
well, and I honestly, I feel like after you get a certain point of followers, you realize like that's not what you wanted.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what it is. Like, because I think like when I was like, because I blew up from like, I had like, it took 2 years to get 7,000 followers, and then one video damn near made us get 20,000 followers.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
you
then
want to keep going.
And you want to keep going, and you think that's the growth. You think that's the progress. But in reality, I think at the end of the day, you realize it's not. But like, you get caught up, and like, you can't blame, dude, it makes sense to get caught up, especially if you're not used to that, you know what I mean? But I think it does take you to get a certain amount until you would realize like, okay, like, it's kind of like a now what? Like, you get to that point and you're like, fuck, like, I thought this is what I wanted, but I guess it's not really, you know what I mean? And so that's what I've been doing with my own career, honestly, is kind of figuring out that. And like, just my responsibilities have changed, right? And like, I got another baby on the way. So I'm like, all right, like, there's a bigger picture than me. And I think it's like, I chased my own thing for such a long time, and my wife has been crazy supportive of it.
Oh yeah.
But
shout out to your wife.
Yeah, dude.
She
puts up with a lot, you know what I mean?
She's out here running like crazy.
Dude, yeah, she ran 200 miles, bro.
She ran 200 miles?
200. So she did the speed project is from LA to Las Vegas. And so it's 300 miles technically. So she made it 200, and then she did have she had a 200 mile race planned 2 months after that. But then I got her pregnant in Vegas. So she had to cancel her.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, but
miles?
Hey, it's going to be a boy. Dude, yeah, we have a little boy. So we have a little girl.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have a boy. And my wife, because my wife was just,
you could call it quits there.
Dude, no, we are. Trust me. My wife does not want to get. The whole time she was like, she knows like I want a boy. You know what I mean?
Because I'm sure she wants to stay active too. So.
No, exactly. And she wants to do, and I want her to do what she wants to do. And she loves running, bro. And bro, she pretty much like raw dog 200 miles. She's a mom, dude. Like she fucking.
200 miles.
Dude doesn't like, she can't train like all these other girls that she was with, they're running 12-mile days consistently, right? And like, she just doesn't have that time. Like, you know what I mean? She has to take care of her daughter, like, and childcare is like $3,000 a month. We're not paying.
She's like
that,
David
you know
Goggins for
dude, yeah. And like, it's one of those things where, and like, so I climbed Mount Whitney recently, which is fucking, it's a crazy ass, so it's like 22 to 23 miles, but it's like the highest peak in like the lower 48 states.
What's the most miles you've ran?
I've run a marathon.
That's like max?
That's max, 26 miles. Yeah.
And when she ran the 200 miles, that was like, obviously like cheap, there are stops and stuff, but like how many days did it take?
I think it was like 4 or 5.
200 miles in 4 or 5 days.
So basically damn near 50 miles a day.
Could you guys do that?
Bro. No. Bro, I ran a marathon and I have never been more sore in my fucking life the next day. Granted, I didn't train for my marathon.
You didn't train?
Dude, I have this bad habit of fucking, I sign up for things, but like, I always tell myself, I'm like, no, I signed up to it, so I got to commit to the actual thing. Even if I don't commit to the training and stuff like that, like, I'm not going to fucking bitch out and say no to it. Same thing so when I climbed Mount Whitney, it was 22 miles, but it's like 7,000 feet elevation gain. And it was fucking crazy, dude. It was like the craziest thing I've done. Like,
I wanna go on a run with your wife one day,
dude. Fucking,
I don't think I'll keep up.
No, but she's not quick in the sense of like, she's not running like.
She's probably gonna have a good pace.
Yeah, she has a good pace, but it's not like my buddy can like run under 7-minute miles for like fucking. For days.
What's her like usual pace?
Sure, her usual pace is like between 8 and 9 minutes. You know what I mean?
That's good though.
Yeah, it's not. But you run a lot. Do you still run?
Yeah, we've been running at the I'm starting a runners club.
Dude, I started a runner club. I did start one, but I failed it this year. But,
why?
But that's one of those things where it's like, I think, okay, I want to do that because that's real life with real people. And these are the things that I'm realizing, like we're saying, that like, it's like, I started all these things, and it's good because I'm like, I kind of want to feel like where all my interests are. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then, like, me and my wife even have been talking about it. I'm like, oh, I want to start doing that. Or, like, even like I want to start doing, like, honestly, like a men's night thing here. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just stuff that's like, I just feel like, because we used to have, like, a whole bunch of places that did that, and now, like, with society, they're like, no, you can't do that. Or, like, they worry about the perception too much. You know what I mean? Where I'm like,
just become a Freemason, man.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a men's society right there.
Yeah, there's Freemasonry here, but I'm like,
I believe that.
Marcus was trying to be one of our good friends is like trying to
like
figure out how to be in it, but I was like, oh, it's just like one of those things.
You need a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a sponsor to get in.
My homie's a Freemason.
I'm a big National Treasure fan, so just kidding. No, I literally watched it last night.
Did you again?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really know much about it. And it's pretty like, if you're in it, you know, but I don't know.
It's almost like it's like an OG fraternity.
I think it's like
it
it seems like a good thing for like networking, because what I've heard is like these people, like they're all, like from like all the Freemasons essentially have like a connection to like other like houses. That's what they call it. But like to get in it, you need a sponsor, and then like you basically get in and there's like levels to it and shit. It's crazy. I mean, I don't know too much, but
no, yeah. That's all. I mean, that's all I kind of know too. But and there's also, what is it called? There's these thing. I forget what it's called, but it's like when towns have this thing, and it's like basically it helps you learn better public speaking. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a lot of towns have them, but then I fucking looked it up here. I was like, oh, I would want to do that. And it's basically you come and you just practice talking in public, but it helps you present yourself to people. And I looked up the one in Merced, and it's fucking online, and that's fucking dumb. I'm sorry.
Like, online public speaking.
Yeah. I was like, that's not gonna help me. I can present myself like online however I want. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like on a webcam. Like I'm not. It's when you're in front of like a whole bunch of people. You ever get nervous before your shows or anything?
yeah, a little bit, a little nervous. But when I hit the stage, I'm like, all right, well, it's go time.
And you just get energy. Like, what does it feel like being on stage, or when people are singing your lyrics?
I feel like I have out of body experience when I hit the stage. Like, usually it almost feels like I'm in the backseat and then someone's driving, but it's me also, if that makes sense. I'm just like, I'll have out of body experiences when I'm on stage. It's almost like something else takes control at that point, and I'm just kind of like just watching like from the top, and it just like because we've done so many shows at this point, and I've performed some of these songs so many times that they're just like ingrained in my brain, and like I'm not even really thinking about it.
Yeah,
you
don't have to like remember the lyrics.
Like,
they're there.
It's like driving a car, to use that analogy as well.
When you zone out and
yeah, like you're just driving and. You know,
you're like, how the fuck did I get here? Kind of.
Yeah. It's the same thing for me when it comes to hitting the stage, and it'd be like moments where I like try to pause and like, okay, like collect myself and think about if I want to say something intentional. But I'll be like fucking around on stage, honestly. Sometimes like I'll talk shit. I'll be talking shit about the crowd sometimes or something. Like I'll call someone.
Like come out and like let's go, kind of like if they're not like reciprocal. Of it,
I'll
like,
call them out, or like everyone's turning up, and then like I remember at my Watsonville show, like everyone was turning up, and I seen like this girl out of like my peripherals,
just not having.
She was just like this the whole time, and I was like, I'm gonna be vibe checking you for every song after this, and then she's like started like laughing and stuff, and like she got like into it, and. Like, I just seen her, like, super uncomfortable. Or maybe she was just, maybe not uncomfortable, but just, maybe she didn't know me and she was just taking in the songs. That's another thing, too, is, like, if people don't know you, it's the ambiance of, like, if there's not that many people, like, it's going to be hard for people to, like, want to turn up.
Yeah, like, it might be a little awkward in the sense of if it was a smaller...
Yeah, but...
Not everyone's... I feel like it's easier to be all into it if there's a crowd of people.
Like, hella people.
Yeah, doing it.
It's true. And, but at the end of the day, like I'll tell my homies, like we're entertainers at the end of the day. Like you got to know how to entertain. It's our job. It's like, or if this wants to be like your career, you got to learn how to roll with the punches. Like if it's not there, then it's not there. It was like the last show we did, we were out like in this city called Prunedale, and like technically we had sold it out, right? But I honestly got complacent. I was like, oh, it's sold out. I'm not going to promote anymore. And then on top of that, it was just like, I didn't even know what the actual capacity was. So like there was empty spaces in there. And it was kind of like that situation where I was like, damn, all right, I need to kind of get people like into it. And I was like halfway through my set at that point. And I was like, fuck. I was like, they're still like not into it. I was like, all right, I know what you guys want. And I was like, you guys want to hear like My Baby and One Last Chance, right? So I was like, I cut the set, and I was like, Irv, I was like, I think they need to hear something. And then I did it, and then they all started singing the song.
And then did you play some after it too?
I played my, and then I was like, all right, you guys want me to keep going? Like I'm very,
Like, if this is all you came for, then
like
that's fine.
I call
yeah,
it, you know. And I was just like, nah, we want to keep going. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we had brought a stage, and it was funny because I didn't even end up using the stage. I got off the stage. I ended up just performing like in the dead center, like everyone like huddled around.
I've seen
me.
that. I think I've seen a video.
And we were
of that.
just like all like everyone was just like like having a good time, you know.
You're like I got to make this a little more intimate than for you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like let me like
yeah. So it's interesting. You gotta just like you have to be very conscious about what's going on in the crowd, and that's why you have to practice your song so much, because that's got to be like the last of your worries, like singing it right, the notes. That's like comes like, or obviously that comes first, but like priority at the end of the day is entertainment. Like
it's crowd control, really. Honestly,
crowd control. Like who is having like, are they having a good time? Is it worth their time, their money? It's crazy. Like it's not for everybody. Like when we were talking about it the other day with the homies, like you could be a good musician, but you could be a really bad live performer, or you can be a bad live performer. Wait, I said that wrong? I forgot how I said it. But basically like vice versa. Like you can be a good artist, but a bad performer, or a bad performer and a good artist. Like or a really good artist is good at both though. Like you just, because that's how
I've seen it to where you're a good performer and then your music's not that good. I'm not you, but I'm saying like people which seems crazy, but like
I've seen that too.
You know what I mean? But they're like comfortable in front of people, and I'm gonna look at them like, dude, you're low key better. Like you need that energy when you go into the booth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like you'll hear a song and it sounds sick, and then you listen to the studio version, you're like,
exactly.
It's crazy, but I think if you want to be great, I mean, you need to be good at both. And man, honestly, I want to get to a point just as a challenge to where like damn near I have like dancers and I'm like, there's a choreography. That's my dream.
I can see
like,
that. I can see
imagine?
that. Yeah.
With like a live band, that would be crazy.
That'd be sick.
I think that's the next goal. And it's funny because we do
all right,
like
Soul Chef, start dancing. I'm just kidding.
Chef could actually dance low key, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
I almost think that
he's like he's pretty loose.
Really?
Yeah. Pause,
fucking
but
Chef.
If Chef sees that, he's gonna get so pissed. But
he's gonna be like, what the
fuck? Nah, but yeah, it's anyway, I was gonna talk about this story. There's a song called Cold Heart that I have. And like I try to do like a dance to it, but I could never get it. So then I'll ask people like in the crowd, like, who knows how to do this dance? And everyone always knows how to do it. It's called the Shmeez.
Okay, yeah. I got
you guys know that?
Yeah.
And like
this one?
It's like where you do the two-step. I can't even do it.
Yeah, it's like kind of, right?
I can't do it. You can't do it sitting down. But anyways, I want to get to a point where I'm just like dancing. I just want to be
you gotta get one of those mics, bro. You're talking about the
Britney Spears mic type shit. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Are those mics even good, bro? Huh? Is that what they're called? Yeah. Are they good mics?
I'm saying I've seen some where like it doesn't look as like Britney Spears as like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I trip. I'm like, how do they even use this? Like, how does it?
It's like super like a little wire right next to your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I trip out. I'm like, how are you making it sound that good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah,
but I honestly just want to become a good all-around artist at this point. Like, I want to be a better singer, and I'm low-key mad I didn't perform the song, but I just know it would have not came out.
You gotta be prepared for it as well. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I want to be a better songwriter. I want to be a better producer and everything. It's just like that's also like what drives me at this point is like it's an ambition thing, and it's just like I know I can be better. I always think that. Like I think sometimes like man, I haven't really dropped a good song yet. I think that sometimes. I mean,
I bet everybody's their own worst critic, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think I just feel like I can. Yeah, I always think
you know your potential. Maybe you can do better.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what it probably.
I think
is.
with the right resources, or I don't know, maybe that's an excuse, but yeah.
It'll happen. And then how can what can people expect from Danny V for the rest of this year? And how can people support you?
Shows. So we got the 2 in Fresno, and I have these 2 other shows, but I was actually talking about them. I might want to change them around, honestly, because I want to really focus on the marketing for the band. But anyways, likely shows. I want to do Fresno, or I'm gonna. Working on Sacramento, Phoenix, San Diego, LA. Those are like a must before the year ends at this point. And they can support me by coming to the shows. I mean, the shows is really good. Come buy merch. That's pretty much East Lake. Yeah, that's pretty much what's been financing like this run at this point. It's like all the shows and the merch. And yeah. You can find me everywhere on that's Danny V, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon.
That's Danny V.
Let's just keep moving forward. Let's keep putting the reps in.
Dude, Danny V, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
My God.
Dude, did it again 3 years later.
Yes, sir.
Dude, we'll see where you are in 3 years, right?
All right. We got to just make this
just regular. I was like, in my head, I was like, I shouldn't have ended that way, but here we go.
Yeah, we're making this a regular thing now, the 3-year check-in.
There we go.
All right.
Shout out Duffy, shout out Michael.
This is it. Central Valley Podcast.
Hey, big shout out Central Valley Podcast. You know I had to fuck with it. Hey, shout out Central Valley Podcast.